Hey, everybody. Wow, we got a bunch of people on here. How is everybody? Hey, Carla. Hey, Margie. Hi, Lisette. Hey, awesome. All right, so it is 4:30 Eastern time here, so we're going to get started. I just took a shower. If you're following me on Instagram, we've been outside working in the garden, checking on the cows because we got pregnant cows who one is getting super close to having a baby, so we were checking up on her. All right. Hey, Sheila. Hey, Biz. Hi, Marta. Wow, we got a ton of people on here, like 60. All right. Hey, Carla. All right. So can you believe this is our last video chat of the 2018 Bag Club? First of all, let's talk about the 10 projects. By Tuesday, I'll have posted, dozens of video lessons showing you how to make all 10 of the projects. So if you're just tuning in and you haven't had a chance to tackle all the rest of the projects, no worries, because you know they're always there in your account. You can always log into your account, and remember to log in at the craftygemini.com website. All right? I can't believe it either. Lizette says she can't believe it. I can't believe it either. It's kind of crazy, but I feel like with this club, then I manage my time really well. So I'm looking forward to cranking out even more clubs in the coming year for different types of things that I can balance kind of at the same time. So we'll see what we end up doing. But if you recall, I'm going to share with you guys today what the 10th mystery project is. Lisa says she's only made one project. You're such a slacker, LOL. No, you're not a slacker. It's hard. Even for me, when I'm designing stuff, you have to like carve out the time out of your schedule to do it. And it's my job. So imagine when you have like a regular job or a family to take care of, or, pets and animals and other gigs, it's so hard to find time for ourselves. And so that's kind of why I find that the online kind of communities that we build and doing online clubs, it helps give you that little push to like, okay, maybe I'll put aside an hour this weekend so I can work on that project because I saw, 5 other people post pictures in the Facebook group and it looks cool. So I know I want to carve out the time to make it. So that's kind of the idea behind that. But we all know, we got to keep it real and be realistic with it too. We don't always just like, oh, the project went up on Tuesday. Let me make it Tuesday night. It don't always work like that. All right. Wow, Heather says she's made all of them except the lunchbox. Yeah. So you have some good practice under your belt. With that lunchbox, definitely take some deep breaths. If you're using the foam, and some of you have added like the Insafleece insulated batting and stuff, keep in mind, and this applies for any project that you're working on, kind of wallets and handbags and organizers, stuff like that. The more layers, the more you're going to have to wrestle, like my husband says, because he's from New Orleans, wrestle with it, okay? It really is like a wrestling act that you have to be like, how do I get this under there, and making sure that all the layers are lined up and pushing it through your machine. And the different machines are also going to affect how easy or how difficult it is for you to work with bulk. So you see, Heather says she got out her 1929 Singer. That's going to be the bomb for that lunchbox, because I have a 1938 Singer too. And that baby will stitch through 13 layers of denim like nobody's business and be more quiet than any other sewing machine. So yes, definitely. But notice on this one, can you see how, because it's a semi-industrial, it has a narrower head? That's another reason that I love this machine to sew handbags. Because if we're making, say, the Ethel tote, and I have to drape in a smaller opening over here to do even just the top stitching around, the top edge after you sew the lining to the exterior, when I have to drape this under here, it works easier for me on this machine than it does on one like that. Do you see how it's like a little bit wider? And the Jukis tend to be pretty good. They're not as chunky here as some other machines that I've seen, but keep that in mind too. If you're somebody that has multiple machines, if you're struggling getting something in the round and bulky to fit in there so you can get the needle where it needs to be, consider maybe using one of your other machines that gives you a little bit more room there to drape over and to use, okay? Lisette says, you're right, the old Singers are great. They are. They're workhorses. I'm in some of the vintage sewing machine groups, and there's people sometimes that are like, hey, my husband just got into like sewing sailboat sales business, and they're like, we're looking for a Singer 121, a Singer this and that, because those are the machines that a lot of times people will use to stitch through sailboat sail fabric. That stuff is super thick. And leather, people make leather wallets and bags and stuff like that. So that's another reason that those old vintage machines. So don't think all the time that you have to just save up to get a fancier machine. Oh, the remote I'm looking for and I dropped it. Sometimes you can get a more inexpensive machine just because it's an older machine, a vintage one. Like a 1950s, even 1960s Singer. They're all metal parts and those things are workhorses. So those would be great for if you find, say you have a computerized Brother machine or something that you start off with, it's like a $150 machine. And now you see maybe you're getting more into handbags and you're on a tight budget. Look at the vintage machines. Check your local Craigslist and stuff like that to see if you can get a machine that's all metal parts versus getting one that's maybe $400 but is mostly plastic. So, you know, there's a trade-off there. All right, let's see. And for sure, Heather says new needle for each of these projects too, for sure. All right. Hey, Nay. Lenore and her son Nay are watching. Hey. Joy says she killed her brother's sewing machine. I'm telling you, a lot of times, some of those entry-level machines, they're great, and they say that they're great for beginners. Well, beginners are not going to be sewing through foam and interfacings and all this kind of stuff. When they say beginner for the home market, it's kind of like, oh, I got some linen. Let me make some fabric napkins. You know what I mean? Like those kind of like beginner projects. Let me make a couple of pillow covers. But it's not to be pushing it through and cranking out all these types of bags with all kinds of stabilizers and interfacings and multiple layers and specialty fabrics and stuff like that. They won't work that good. And if they do, they'll burn out quicker, you know, because the parts on the inside are mostly plastic. All right. All right, so let's talk about the new project. So the last week I said, remember most of the projects are like basically gender neutral. You can make them, you know, depending on whatever fabrics, whoever the gift recipient is, or if you're selling it and stuff like that. And so this was project number 9, and it's obviously a little bit on the feminine side, right? So a purse. So I gave y'all a hint last time, I think, and said that project number 10 was going to be one for guys. And this is a project that I get requested a ton. So I thought this would be a great way to finish off the bag club. And that is with this super cute men's bifold wallet. Okay. This one is made out of cork, and I'm going to go over the features now. But the other one, the other sample I made, is made out of Craftex. I know some of you out there have heard of the product, and I'll show it to you. So this is going to work best and works quickly with a non-fraying fabric that's thick and sturdy. So this is Craftex. Hi, Andra. Oh, she said she had to switch to desktop to get the chat to work. I'm so glad you're on here. So this is the gray Craftex, and if you can see, let me show y'all the thickness of it. I love video because you really can show. So you see this, and look how stiff it is to like fold and crisp. But because it's stiff like this, it's a dream to stitch through. I mean, it's like you're stitching through a thick cardstock, okay? Really easy. This stuff, you can crunch it if you want to get kind of like a weathered leather feel. I would recommend crunching a chunk of it before cutting out your fabric pieces from it. You actually can even boil this. So you can cut a piece off, crunch it a lot, stick it in some hot water, take it out, dry it with an iron, or you can pop it in the dryer too. It doesn't, I mean, it is crazy. So if you want a kind of weathered look, and it comes in a bunch of different colors, and actually I'll go ahead and mention it now. The giveaway for today is just gonna be for one person who's tuning in live with us since it's the last one. And it's gonna be for an entire roll of the black Craftex. You can make a ton of wallets out of this thing. The whole piece is 19 inches by 1.5 yards. Okay, you can get this, let's see, you can get it online. I bet you can pop on Amazon and find it, and it's just spelled craft with a K, tex. It says craft paper fabric, and there are a lot of patterns on the market, whether hard copy or online. I did another little, like a tri-fold little wallet back in the day when I did Crafty Gemini Creates videos, but I wanted to revamp it and make a bifold wallet because I find that most guys, now my husband likes them like this too, and I have to make one for his friends. So let's go over it. So it's a simple men's bifold wallet. I mean, I say men's just because that's the theme, but it could be for anybody really. On the back, let me show y'all. Look what I put in here. A little cutout slot for your ID or like whatever your most often used debit card is. Isn't that cute? You just slide it out. I thought that was like the cutest. I was like, this is going to be so handy. You guys know I'm all about functionality, okay? Save Scrap and Soul says, thanks. Is it waterproof? This stuff can be washed and dried. I mean, you can pour water on it. It's not going to get damaged. It'll just open it up and dry it out. So, yeah. Okay, so that's on the back side. So you can put whatever your most, your ID if you need to whip it out real quick, or your debit card that you use a lot. That way you don't even have to open it. So this is out of cork. So you can see the cork, and if you've worked with it already, you know it's a little bit more pliable, has good texture to it. All right. The inside here, I've put 6 credit card slots. That's a ton. You can put a couple, if you don't use the back for your ID, you can put your ID here. Medical insurance card, a couple gift cards, a couple credit cards and bank cards. And then, of course, you still have this slot here to put in your bills. All right? So to keep the layers down, because you can see how thick they are there on the sides of the credit card slots, I didn't add a second layer in here. So what you're seeing here is the back of the cork, which I think looks super cool, especially in this colored cork, because it is fabric back. That's still fabric. All right? So I think it still gives it a nice little chic look to it. And I'll talk a little bit about the construction in the video course, why there's a cutout here. All right? But look how cute that is. And when I tell you, you can make this in like 20 minutes. Stop. Stop. If you say you need to make 5 of them, cut your pieces out assembly line style, and you're going to be like cranking them out. Now, if you have an embroidery machine, some of you might be thinking that you can't embroider through the cork fabric, but you can. Because it's fabric backed, okay, and it's pliable, it's not like when you think of cork, that's like the cork that's going to crumble when it gets perforated by the needle holes, okay? It's not going to just dissipate like that and just fall apart, basically. It's still fabric, so you can monogram a letter, okay? Come on. Come on! Yes! I was like, this is the bomb, okay? And then, for a beginner, if you've never worked with cork and you're wanting to try this, I would for sure say get some Craftex. It stitches up easier. It doesn't move on you or stretch like the cork, because the cork is a little bit more pliable, but it's also thicker, all right? So that's why I made the samples up in both. And in the video course, I'm going to show you how to make it out of both fabrics. So some of the things, if you notice on this one, there is no, open, like the little cutout. There is none here because you don't need it. But I'll talk about that in the video course, and I'll show you how to do it for each one, depending on the fiber that you're using, right? So on the back, same little slot back here. Super cute. Some of you are saying, Kathleen says, cork has been super easy for me. It is. Once you try it, but I know that some people are a little hesitant to cut into the cork because it's so expensive. And that's kind of how we feel, right? When we have our luxury fabrics that we're like, oh, I love it, but I'm scared I'm going to mess it up. You're not using that many pieces. Go for it. Okay, totally go for it. Especially if you get a couple different pieces. I'll show you what I did here. This one was just made out of some scraps that I had. So I didn't quite have enough of this yellowish, goldish color of cork. I had some of the natural. So I cut out 2 slots for each side of the gold and then 1 of the natural. And I just alternated boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom on this side. And I had a little chunk enough to do this. So easy. Okay. So that's that one. And this is the one made out of the Craftex. Okay. And this one, I didn't crinkle it up. But if you wanted to get that weathered look, remember, the more you can crunch it, spritz it with some fabric, hit it with a dry iron to kind of make it lie flat again. You always, that's one thing. No matter what fiber content of fabric you're using, you want to cut your pieces, you want to measure and cut them out of legit flat pieces, right? You don't want to crunch it up and then be like, okay, let me now measure from here to here. This is not going to give you an accurate measurement. So you can iron this. So I just spritz it with a little water and then I just iron over it, all right? There's so many different colors of cork that Sarah sells in her online shop. There's plum colors, navy blue, black, textured black with metallic speckles. I mean, this would look so hot in so many different types of fabrics, okay? But again, the big roll of the Craftex, I mean, you can make a gajillion of them out of the same one color, you know? And then like personalize it by monogramming it or whatever. But yeah, so 6 credit card slots, the part for the bill, and then the little cool slot on the back. Super duper easy. And the cork one has like a good weight to it. You know, it feels expensive because the stuff is. But if you have some, give it a go. This, I would totally try it, okay? So that is the project that I'm going to be posting on Tuesday. So I hope everybody likes it. I hope you give it a go for sure. And I hope that you will post pictures of it as well. Meanwhile, I should say, I'm working on my 12 days of last minute DIY gifts that I'm going to be doing again this year. If you didn't tune in last week for our live chat, I was talking about doing the 12 days of what do I call it? 12 days of DIY, of last minute DIY gifts. That's what I call it. So that starts on December 1. And from them to December 12th, it's going to be a madhouse. 12 days, literally. I post, if you didn't find my stuff, if you haven't even watched my videos maybe from last year, I post a video a day for those first 12 days on my YouTube channel. So those are all free. And it's going to be insane. But I'm switching it up a little this year, you know, different types of projects and things like that. And so that starts on December 1. So I'm working on those already. And then I'm working on my next garment sewing kind of online course that I'm going to be working on. So that's coming up next for sure. I know y'all gave me some really good ideas last time for the 12 days of DIY gifts. I had my own list going. I have more than 12. And so I've already started filming some of the tutorials so that I don't end up staying up till 4:30 every morning, every night, posting the next one for that day. That was kind of insane last year. But I have a little bit more heads up this time. Since last year, I just came up with it like on November 29th. Like, oh, wouldn't it be awesome if I did 12 days of DIY gifts? And my husband's like, yeah, December 1 is like in a couple days. So how to get on the 12 days of DIY gifts. Go to youtube.com. Type in The Crafty Gemini all together, one word, The Crafty Gemini, and then click the subscribe button there on my channel. And then there should be a little bell icon somewhere near. Depends on what device you're on. If you're on a phone, if you're on a tablet, if you're on a computer, you'll see, girl, stop. Carla's talking about me. She says, addicted knitter. I know, I'm working on a washcloth, girl. Ah! I'm like a legit knitter, y'all. Look at those. Look at those even stitches. I'm obsessed. I am. Super cute yarn. But yes, every like 2 seconds that I get down, I'm just like, I'm sitting. I can grab a project and go. But, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so on my YouTube channel, then if you're subscribed and you click that little bell icon, it will send you an email notification or a phone notification if you have it, you know, if you subscribe and do the bell thing and you have the YouTube app on your phone. And then it'll tell you, hey, The Crafty Gemini posted, you know, another video today. And then the next day it'll be like, hey, The Crafty Gemini posted another video. And that's how you'll be able to find it. If for some reason you're not able to subscribe or you don't have, you know, YouTube notifications or whatever, all you got to do is just go to my YouTube channel. If you're like, okay, I wonder if she's done it, or you know that it's like December 6th and you're thinking, I wonder what the first 5 days of the projects were, you can just go to my YouTube channel. Again, just do a search for The Crafty Gemini, and then you will see them right there because they'll be the most currently posted videos. Okay? And that's how you'll be able to find them on my YouTube channel. Yay. Glad that helped. Yeah, I know, because not everybody's always on YouTube, or a lot of people don't know about that. But another thing is, if you're somebody who doesn't check your email very often, or you just get a ton of spam email, like I think we all get a ton of spam junk email, and so you have maybe a hard time, or you just don't feel like going through all your emails to find your notifications, one way to get your YouTube subscription notifications is if you sign up, on your phone or mobile device, download the YouTube app. So instead of going to youtube.com, you would open up the actual app. And so what happens is that because you have that app, you'll be able to set the notifications, push notifications on your phone, for example. And then what I do, like say the channels that I subscribe to when I have the YouTube, because I have the YouTube app on my phone, if a channel that I follow posts a new video, it'll send me like, just how you get a text message that it pops up and it says, ding, it'll be like, YouTube says, you know, so-and-so just posted a new video, like right then and there on my phone. I'll be like, oh, let me go watch it. Or it'll be like, so-and-so is live right then and there. And that is how you can find out when I go live too. If you have the YouTube app on your phone, Set it up for those notifications and remember to click that little bell icon because then you'll get a notification. Like if I go live, just like random, spur of the moment live, it'll ding you right to your phone and let you know, hey, she's on right now. So that'll be the best way to get a hold of that. Okay. Lisa says, totally random, but those washcloths make great cloths to use on whiteboards. She teaches in middle school. Hold on. Oh, I missed it. She teaches in middle school and her students use them on their personal whiteboards. That's a good idea. A lot of people use them to wash their dishes with. We like them to use as washcloths for in the shower. So everybody in my house picks, you know, what color yarn or what design and stuff they want. And then I make one for everybody. So this one, it's the cutest. It's mine, for sure. But yeah, does anybody have any questions for me? Okay, Susie's like, look at you knitting and talking at the same time. Girl, I'm practically a pro in making washcloths. That's it. But yeah, I'm practicing. I'm practicing getting faster. I was playing, what we call it, hay bale hide and go seek with my daughter today. And that means she hides behind one of the hay bales. We have 10 currently out there that the cows haven't eaten yet. And so she hides behind one of them while I sit and knit. And then I count to 10. And when I put my head up, I have to guess behind which bale she is. And I'm like, you're behind hay bale number 6. And then she pops up and she's like behind number 2. So that's what we were doing earlier while I was making some good progress on this. It's like a tired old mom game. She's like, let's play hide and seek. I'm like, girl, I can't be running. What do I look like getting on this live chat? Like, barely breathing. Hi, guys. I'm super tired. All right. All right. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Lenore's asking if I still make my own soap. I do. Ozzy's twin is asking, what kind of yarn do you use? This one is one of those like Peaches and Cream. There's a brand, I think, and they're just 100% cotton. For the washcloths, we just use 100% cotton. It's what I prefer. They're easy, you know, because you could just wash them however. Isn't that cute? It's like a self-striping yarn. Super, super cute. And I show this one because there's no mistakes on it. All my other ones, the first one had like 27 mistakes. Then the next one I made, I was like, okay, the goal is to aim for less than 5 mistakes. And I ended up with 4, like right to the end. And then this one, whoo, there's no mistakes. That's what I call progress, y'all. And it's the same thing with sewing. A lot of the same principles go for anything that we're trying to learn in life, you know? Anything that you're trying to practice or get better at. Erica says, did you catch the rabbit? So I see you follow me on Instagram. My kids set up one of their little traps to try and catch a rabbit that's eating our bok choy. But no, the rabbits are not going to come eat in the garden in the daytime. They'll wait till the nighttime. So we'll see tomorrow morning if we wake up. If there's a rabbit in the cage, then we will have caught the culprit who is munching on our bok choy. But it's just like it just closes the door behind them. So then we'll just take it to the back and release them back in the property where the wetlands are. So yeah. Sue's asking updates on the upcoming retreat. So I gave you all the dates already. We're working on numbers still because we need to come up with the cost of the catered lunches. We're doing private chef experience for dinners where a private chef and a server will come into the house and cook for us all. Excuse me. Well, we're in like pajamas and sewing for sure. And then I'm waiting for the catered lunches. So the lady that, look at me, I'm just playing with this thing. The lady that books my retreat houses for me and stuff, she is getting the information from the caterer. It's all in-house, so she's getting that info for me. I know it's a holiday weekend, so she wasn't able to get it right then, but Lizette's asking, is it hard to make natural soap? So I have a couple tutorials. If you go to youtube.com and type in Crafty Gemini soap, how to make soap, you'll see my tutorials come up. And that way you can watch them, look through them, and see if it's something that you want to tackle or not. All right. Let's see. So a couple of you are asking for the pattern for the washcloth. I actually just shared a picture of this on my Facebook page. So on the Crafty Gemini Facebook page, and I included a link there to where I got the washcloth from. You can find this washcloth pattern everywhere. It's just like a free pattern that like everybody knows. People are like, my grandma used to make that. And so it's on there, but I included it in my craftygemini.com, not craftygemini.com, Crafty Gemini Facebook page. Okay. Andra says, can Miss Sarah be the private chef? I know. I wish I could get her to leave. the Luther Springs thing to come and cook at my retreats, but no, she won't be, which sucks. But we'll see how the private chef does because we get to pick the meals. So, let's see. Lenore's asking about the retreats. No, they're not sold out. They're actually not open yet. So we'll release the dates and open registration up on January 1st. But I'm going to be releasing the info so people can see, you know, whether or not they'll be able to afford it, afford the payments, because there's different dates. So there's going to be a retreat at the end of February, which is close to January, you know. So if you're someone who needs to make more payments, like more broken down, then you may want to be looking at one of the retreats that are maybe August or October. So we're going to have one that weekend of February 29th to March 2nd, whatever that little weekend is. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Then we have another one. I believe it's the weekend of like April 11, 12, 13, whatever that weekend is, around that time. Again, Thursday to Sunday. And then we have one in August. The August one I told y'all is going to be for jeans making. And that was, what, August 10 to 13, I think? I'm here like looking for my phone where I'm on my phone. And then the last one is in October. And it's whatever that second weekend is, like the 10th, 11th, kind of like the same weekends of each of the months. So those are going to be the 4 luxury retreats. All right. So I will be releasing that information this month with costs and everything so people can kind of budget and see which one. And they're all different themes. The one we're doing some handbag sewing, some quilting, like gift projects that everybody loves, those kind of retreats because you can make multiple projects at once. In one weekend at least. And then one is going to be really, really hands-on. Oh, Sandy says no 29 in February next year. So it's February 28th to March 2nd. Not a leap year. Sorry. But yeah, whatever that weekend is. And the jeans making one and the handbag one and another garment sewing one. Yeah. And then Mary's asking another club next year. Yep, I'm going to be having a couple different clubs. We have some new ideas in the works. So those will be coming up for next year as well. So I'm excited about that. What else? Oh my gosh. Anne says she's trying to watch while on an airplane. What? Wi-Fi is amazing, isn't it? Oh, that's amazing. So cool. All right, so let's go ahead and do the giveaway. It's for 1 pack of black Craftex. So here again, I'll show you the gray, what it kind of looks like. You can see, okay, I cut into this one. I bought the whole pack and I cut into it to make that one gray sample. And I cut like like this much off of here. And I made a whole wallet. So Heather says her Craftex just shipped from Amazon. Girl, you're quick. So remember, it's 1.5 yards long by 19 inches tall, okay? So that, I mean, you don't need that much, okay? So that's that one. And let me make sure I pull my license out of here before I lose this then. I'll put it in the other one. So I'll bring this one inside. And then, so again, for one big roll, 19 inches tall by 1.5 yards long. And I'll go ahead on the page here, on the main club page, I'll put my Amazon affiliate link for those of you that are kind of still wondering where you can get this and stuff. And I'll put you my link there so you can click it. And then let's go ahead and ask a question so people can answer, and we will scroll through here and pick one winner for today's live chat. So in the chat box, go ahead and let me know what kind of club you would like me to roll out for 2019. Go ahead and let me know, and I'll give it a couple minutes so that then I can scroll through and see. Clothes is coming through. Yeah, I'll include the link, the Amazon link to the Craftex just so you know, because I know sometimes people are like, you'll see different things there and you're not sure if you're getting the right thing. So I'll make sure I link to the right thing. Bags, more bags, sewing knits, okay, travel related, a garment club, garments, a quilt club, quilting, dressmaking, quilting, dressmaking, quilting, dressmaking, quilting, dressmaking, quilting, more bags, dressmaking, quilting, more bags. Oh my gosh, we can totally write a song. Mel says a quilt club, wishful thinking, but I miss it. She was in my original quilt club, which was a different setup than how I do my clubs now, you know? So the way that the clubs run now would totally be doable to launch a quilt club of that style. I'm so ridiculous. If my husband was in here, he'd be like, you're so corny. All right, mini quilts, good. Travel ideas, embroidery. Ooh, more purses, home projects, a quilt club. Awesome, awesome. All right, I see a lot of votes for the quilt club. Don't mind the truck starting up. My husband's friend is here. He has like this old 1969 Ford truck that he keeps parked out here, so he comes every weekend to work on it sometimes. Sewing for guys, okay. Margie says, we'll hope that was a hint. Girl. By the way, Margie, I got the little box you sent me. Thank you so much. I haven't put that chili paste yet in a dish, but I'm like dying to try it because, you know, I love me some spicy. So I'll let you know how that goes. Thanks again. Sewing and knits, quilting, quick projects, okay. Any type of garments, baby gifts. All right, sounds good. Sounds like y'all are in my head. She is. Margie, Andrea says Margie's so thoughtful. Margie is like, I don't even know how she manages to do everything that she does and think and send people stuff of everybody that she does. We'll be like a retreat and they'll be like, hey, a package just came for y'all. They'll be like, it's from Margie. And we're like, what? Margie just sent us a bunch of stuff and candy and snacks. And you're awesome, Margie. We love you. Thank you. Okay, gifts for boys and guys. Oh, Leslie says items for your car. That'd be kind of cool, huh? All right. So I'll wait to see a couple more and then I'll scroll through and swipe up. And people see Lynn is asking, are you going to get more navy zippers? So because it's a holiday weekend, we've sold out of a ton of stuff. By the way, for those of you that don't know, we're running a very rare sale because we never really do sales of 18% off everything on my entire website, which is kind of crazy. To celebrate, you know, the end of 2018, it's 18% off everything from supplies, tools, notions, rulers, quilting templates, my rulers, thread, whatever's on there, including individual courses. So like the one-off classes from my different clubs. Also the, this way. The clubs, if you maybe tuned in to a different, like say you just caught on to this new club and you're like, oh, I didn't know there were other clubs in the past. This would be the time. Yep, Lenore says she saved almost 20 bucks. This would be the time to get in on it because those prices are, I mean, they're never going to be the same as the price that we did for the like when we do the original early bird sale price. They won't be that low, but we never do sales like that. So they won't ever be this low either. You know what I mean? Unless I offer another sale like this. So 18% off any of the previous clubs would be your best bet to get in at the regular price of the older clubs that are still up there, because all the video courses are posted, all the live chats are recorded for the ones that we had some for. And so we've sold out of a ton of stuff. I just wanted to say that for anybody who didn't know that the sale was going on. We sold out of a bunch of stuff, and so we will be restocking, but we just have to wait for the holiday weekend. So like where I get my zippers and all that stuff from, they've been on holiday too for the weekend. So probably starting, what, today's Sunday, so Monday, tomorrow, I'll hear back from them. And by the time they ship them and we get them, you know, by the end of the week or so, hopefully we will have some more stuff posted for you. But yes, I did order more of all the different colors, actually, of those long 30-inch double pull handbag zippers. We tend to use those a lot. They're great for a ton of different projects. I saw somebody ask if all the retreats are going to be in Florida, and they are. Ooh, pet accessories, free motion quilting, stuff for the home. Gosh, isn't that crazy that there's so many different categories and it's all like sewing? It's crazy. We can make anything with fabric. It's insane. Anything. All right. Let's see. Kel says, is there any more Durafuse? If it's showing sold out, I would check back tonight because I do believe we have more Durafuse in stock. So I will just have to check it and update the inventory on the website. Ooh, everybody's liking the car organizers idea. Sally says, can you tell what brand of rotary cutter and scissors you use? So I love the Olfa rotary cutters, and I use specifically the ergonomic ones, and I'll show you. I have it here, the big one. They come in a variety of sizes. So this is a 60mm one. This is great for when you're cutting multiple layers of like foam or cork and stuff like that. Quilts, when you're squaring up a quilt, because it's just bigger, so it covers more surface area by one roll of the blade, right? I was using this one to cut the stiffer stuff, the cork and that Craftex also. But I mostly use the 45 millimeter. Ta-da! This guy. But I like these because they're the ergonomic ones. So because I teach in person and I host retreats, I don't like the rotary cutters that you just like press and slide down, where people can place it on the table and continue doing stuff where the blade is out and exposed, okay? Because a lot of people we know, and not me, I sew with shoes because I have to walk to my studio from my house through grass and muck and mud and chicken poop. So I have shoes on by the time I get here, so I don't sew barefoot, but I know a lot of people do. And so I don't want an open and exposed blade like this just hanging out on a table or a cutting table where somebody might hit it with their elbow or fabric, and when it falls, it hits your feet. I know a lot of people with some nasty cuts from a rotary cutter. So I like to use these guys because once you press down this, okay, and you press this, you see how the blade comes up? Then you use it to cut. But when you're done, like you finish the cut and you have to place it down, when you let it go to place it down, the blade hides itself back in. Then it also has the added step of that safety lock where you push the little red button and you go cluck, cluck, cluck. And it doesn't expose the blade. So that's what you would do for like travel if you're putting it in a bag somewhere and stuff like that. All right. So those are my favorite ones. Olfa also has some ridiculous scissors. These are my favorite scissors of all time. And I think they're called like their 5-inch precision, whatever. Oh, you will hear me screaming in my house if I cannot find these scissors. I'm like, who took them? These are like my favorite snips for everything. And you'll see me use them in the video course for this guy. So if you have small, really sharp scissors, they have to be sharp because you want to have nice curved edges on these fabrics. Okay, both. The Craftex and the cork. So these are my favorite go-tos for that. Okay, Peggy says those are her favorite scissors too. And Tanya says she has those. I love them. And then they have like the bigger guys that are more heavy duty. I mean, these are so strong. They can cut through a ton of stuff. But the blade on this guy, I think, is maybe like a 7-inch pair of scissors. They're good for bulky stuff. Usually I'll use these when I'm, like when we made the Ethel tote, you know, after you sew the exterior together and you're kind of shaving a little bit off of the seam allowance that you're cutting through all the multiple layers of the different exterior fabrics and foam. These are the hardcore ones that I use for that because you don't want to run the risk with a rotary cutter trimming across there sometimes, you know. All right. Heather says she loves the idea of a mystery quilt. So this is an interesting one because some people like love the mystery aspect to these mystery quilts, and some people are like, I want to see what I'm going to make because what if I don't like it? So it can go kind of both ways. But yeah, mystery quilts tend to be pretty popular. Oh, Fran says she loves that idea. She's like an everything club. A little of this and a little of that. Cool. All right. Biz says, does it have a number? It's just, if you type in Olfa ergonomic rotary cutter, this is what will pop up for you. And if you don't see it, if it doesn't look like that with that black handle, then it's not these guys. It has to be, you know, it's at least the one that I like that I'm saying here is the one that where you depress the handle down and it puts the blade out. They're the safest ones in my instance, especially, you know, when I'm teaching beginners or when you have a retreat, you're bringing together 20 or more people in one room who have their own habits as to how they prep and cut their stuff at home. So it's a scenario of like a whole lot of everything going on. I don't need a bunch of open rotary cutters. Okay. All right. Sue says she does not like mystery quilts. I know it's either you love them or you hate them. I swear, everybody, it's one or the other. All right. And the brand of these scissors are Olfa also. It's the same brand of the rotary cutters. These are all my favorites. And I stock these also in my sewing studio where I teach for kids. And it's kind of like, you know, you'll hear chefs tell you, the worst thing you can have in a kitchen is a dull knife. It's the same thing. I teach a lot of kids. I can't have them kind of struggling to cut through fabrics and stuff with like really cheap garbage scissors that they're going to hurt themselves with. So I make sure I have some really sharp ones. The kids don't use the rotary cutters, only the adults do, but I do have good sharp scissors for them to use in all their projects. Sucks for them because they're like, can you just cut it for me? I saw you do it with the rotary cutter. It's a lot faster. I'm like, no. You can trace out your template, mark it on your fabric, and cut it out by hand. Nothing like teaching patience to these kids of this generation. All right. Okay, so let me scroll down and see who is going to be the winner of an entire brand new roll of black craft text. Scroll. Oh, there we go. Scroll and no, wait, we're not there yet. Let me do it with my right hand. Boom. Sandy Schweigart. Did I say your last name right? Sandy Schweigart. She says, made every wallet in the club and she loves them. All right. So Sandy, did I just say Sandy? Yeah. Go ahead and send us an email at bea@craftygemini.com and just say, hey, I'm Sandy Schweigart. I think I said that right. Maybe. Maybe not. I apologize if I didn't. I'm the winner of the big black craft texting from tonight's live chat. And make sure you send us your mailing address so we will send it out to you. Awesome. And so for those of you that are waiting for the wallet class, I know because it's so hard to like see it now and be like, oh my gosh, I want to make it. The class will go up on Tuesday as usual. And we'll, again, I'll cover making it out of cork, making it out of craft text, and I think that's it. Does anybody have any last minute questions for me? I know it's the last live chat, y'all, but if you're in my Facebook group or you follow me on, or you follow me on other stuff, no worries. I will be around. Whether or not you sign up for another club, I'll still be around going to do more of these live chats. Lisa says she's gonna miss these live chats. So sad it's the last one. It's just the last one of these bag projects. We'll be back. We'll be back. Oh, good. Sandy says she got, okay, so she knows she won. Great. She says, thanks so much. You're welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining the bag club. All right. Susie says, see you Thursday. That's right. I have a retreat this week, so we're prepping for that stuff too. And that's going to be the last retreat of this year for us here in Florida. So then we're going to kick off these luxury retreats starting next year. And Susanina says, are you doing the 12 days? I am. We mentioned that a little earlier. I'm going to be doing the 12 days of last minute DIY gifts on my YouTube channel. Again, make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you have a mobile device that you access all this stuff on, just download the YouTube app and make sure that when you click the subscribe button to my channel, look around for the little bell icon and enable the individual video notifications. Okay, so you can find out about every video that goes up. Okay, thank you everybody. Bye Liz. Thanks for tuning in. Hope everybody had a good holiday weekend. If you're in the US, let's see, more retreats. Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in. Make sure that you post pictures too of the when you make the wallets, or some of you that maybe haven't made any of the projects yet. As you make them, feel free. It doesn't matter that the club time session is over. You can always post pictures from any older projects, newer ones. Post them to the Facebook group. Okay? So we All right. I don't know what happened to the connection there, but I was just saying bye to everybody. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in, and I'll see you all in the next video.